Let's talk about the finish of John Cena's last match. Now, if you haven't heard by now, John Cena lost in his very last professional wrestling match against Gunther. That's not the shocking part. The shocking part is that John Cena tapped out. So, after 20 long years of preaching to never give up, John Cena gave up in the middle of the ring. And the crowd at Washington, D.C. let WWE know that that was the wrong decision. And I agree with the Washington crowd. Now, was I upset that John Cena tapped out? A little bit, but I think I was more disappointed in the way that they got there. It didn't seem like John Cena gave much of a fight. So in this video, I share 3 better finishes to John Cena's final match. Starting with number 1, the almost tap out. Now, I know this is kind of a cop-out answer, but hear me out. Imagine the match going exactly the way that it went last night. They fight for about 20 minutes, and then Gunther locks John Cena up in a sleeper hold, and John Cena's doing what he can to fight out of it. The Washington crowd is chanting, "Don't give up, don't give up." And then the ref grabs John Cena's arm, and he counts 1. And then the ref grabs his arm again, 2. And the ref grabs John Cena's arm, and 3! I popped hard when John Cena did that. And I can't fully remember if John Cena did that earlier in his career, but if he did, that was a great callback. But either way, it was just a cool moment that I popped for. So John Cena, his arm doesn't drop on the 3. He hulks out of it. He eventually gets out of the sleeper hold. But as John Cena is sitting down to catch his breath, Gunther locks him up again in another sleeper hold. Now, I get it. If this were a real life fight and you got locked into a sleeper hold or a rear naked choke, you are either tapping out or you're passing out real quick if it's locked in under your chin like this. So John Cena gets locked into that sleeper hold, and a smile goes on his face, and he goes to tap out. And as he's about to tap out, his hand drops. And the ref checks his arm. It's limp. So the ref rings the bell, and Gunther wins the match. Now, Gunther would still be able to claim that he beat John Cena in his final match. Gunther would still be able to claim that he retired Goldberg and John Cena in the same year. And Gunther would still be able to claim that if it weren't for John Cena passing out, he would have tapped out. Gunther still would have been over as a heel, and WWE could have sold John Cena merchandise credibly saying, "Never give up until the end of time." To me, that's the business aspect of having this type of finish, but that's just me. What do I know? The better finish number 2 is the 15-minute sleeper hold. Could you imagine if the match went exactly how it went, but when Gunther locks up John Cena in that final sleeper hold, he locks him up in that sleeper hold for 15 minutes. Now, I know that's unheard of, and you would think, how boring would it be to see a 15-minute sleeper hold? I don't think during John Cena's last match that it would have been a boring 15-minute sleeper hold. I think we had the right crowd there. I think the people watching at home didn't want to see John Cena tap out. So to see him fight and claw and try to get out of that sleeper hold for 15 minutes, I think we all would have been sitting at the edge of our seat trying to cheer John Cena on to not give up. I mean, his whole gimmick for the last 20 years has been to never give up. So for him to fight for 15 minutes, I think would be a credible thing to do. And I think that it would have, kept John Cena strong. Not that they needed to keep him strong, but to keep the essence of who John Cena is and that never give up spirit. I think it would have been a smart thing to do. And then, Gunther still gets his tap out win. I know we haven't seen 15-minute long submission holds since even before the days of Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Maybe this dates back to the time that Bruno Sammartino was wrestling, or even before then. But during John Cena's last match, I think they could have got away with a really, really long submission hold, and the crowd would have been on the edge of the seat for it. And at least we could say that John Cena did everything he possibly could to not give up. And better finish number 3, the almost time limit draw. Now, I don't know exactly what the time limit draw was for John Cena's final match was, but whether it was 30 minutes or 60 minutes, I think that John Cena and Gunther could have went the distance. The crowd was into it. The crowd was hanging on to every move and every moment of the match. Like, we were there for John Cena versus Gunther. According to Yahoo Sports, the match went nearly 24 minutes long. They could have easily made it a 30-minute time limit draw and have Gunther and John Cena wrestle for another 5 minutes, a total of 29 minutes. And you're probably asking, well, what could they have done for 5 minutes? Easy. Gunther could have locked up John Cena in the sleeper hold for another 5 minutes. And, John Cena could have been scratching and clawing and trying to get out of that sleeper hold. And in the final minute, you could have had the announcer saying, we've got 1 minute left in the match. John Cena just needs to hold on for 1 more minute. And John Cena's fighting and clawing. But in the last 10 seconds, John Cena, you could tell he's becoming exhausted, and then he taps out. I think the crowd would have been more accepting of that ending. And if they weren't, and it made things worse, then it would have given Gunther more heel heat. So either way, it's a win-win decision for WWE had they gone that route. So that's 3 better finishes to John Cena's final match. I don't think it was the fact that John Cena tapped out that was the problem. I think it was the way that they got there that could have been improved. Make sure to tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. We talk about all things professional wrestling and link it to self-development. And make sure to watch this video as I vlog my experience going to Survivor Series to watch John Cena's final premium live event. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.